What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Gunpla News, episode 12 for November 2015. In this part 3, we're going to be talking about the updates. So that's updates on kits and figures that we already knew were coming out. And I'm just going to just basically cover all those again, to maybe talk about some new points if we've got some new information about them. Otherwise, just sort of remind you of the fact that they are coming out. So in the first part of this month's episode, we talked about news, not too much of it, but a couple of interesting things there. Second part, we talked about announcements, which is mostly all figures. And then part 4, after this, we're going to be talking about a couple of third-party and resin conversion kits, actually. And then the fifth part, we're going to be talking about a couple of featured kits that I want to share with you guys. So let's get into it with the updates. Starting off with figures and non-Gunpla related things first. The first one is the Gundam Fixed Figuration Metal Composite Unicorn 03 Phoenix. This is going to be coming out in spring for a to-be-announced price. We can probably assume close to $200 for that. Very, very expensive, those fixed figuration metal composite kits, but really nice looking figures there. Would love to have that, but yeah, very expensive. So next, a couple of metal build. We have the metal build Gundam Astray Red Frame out in March for 18,000 yen. Very expensive there too. And as I talked about in the last part, we also got the announcement of a flight unit going to be sold separately for that you can buy for an additional 5,500 yen. So, and then after that is the metal build Gundam Astray Blue Frame. I haven't seen an update on this one, but I can assume it's going to be coming out shortly after the red frame in spring, from April or somewhere around there. But again, I haven't seen an update on that one yet. I'm still waiting for an update to confirm if that's going to be coming with the bazooka, as I expect it will be, but haven't got that confirmed yet, but I'm sure that's probably going to have the bazooka, but we'll see. Then we have the Robot Spirits XK Signature Kasi Gundam Missile Pod Equipment Marking Plus version out in February for 16,200 yen. Just a version of the Kasi that has the missile pod equipment and also Marking Plus, different painting on that, basically. Then just a few Robot Spirits here. Let's get through these. Although we got a bunch of new Robot Spirit stuff announced, I haven't seen any updates on these Robot Spirit stuff that we already had previously announced. So it's like they keep adding to the list of stuff that's going to be coming out without giving any more details on the stuff that's already been announced for a long time. Unless I missed that somewhere. Yeah, I haven't seen any updates on any of these, but just to recap, we have the Robot Spirits G-Self Space Pack, as well as the Robot Spirits G-Self Tricky Pack, as well as the Robot Spirits G-Self Assault Pack, as well as the Robot Spirits G-Self Torque Pack, as well as the Robot Spirits Gundam Spiegel, as well as the Robot Spirits Neo Zeong, as well as the Robot Spirits Jagan Echous Type, as well as the Robot Spirits Strike Rouge, as well as the Robot Spirits Mobius Zero, and all of those, there's no price or release date set for any of those, but for this one, we do have a release date. The Robot Spirits Rick Diaz is going to be released in December, but I have not seen a price yet for that one. And then we also have the Robot Spirits Strike Noir out in January for 6,500 yen. So, again, I think I said the same thing last month, that like the Rick Diaz, I'm sure we probably got the price announced and I just missed it. I have a feeling it's the same thing here. But again, sorry guys, I lost all my notes here, guys. It was a lot of work just to collect all this information again. I could have missed that update about the Rick Diaz, but anyway, if you guys are interested in that, it's out in December. I'm sure you can find the price for that if you're looking for it, or it hasn't been announced yet. Then we have a handful of Tamashii Webshop exclusive stuff here. The Tamashii Webshop exclusive Robot Spirits Strike Rouge Sky of Kira out in February for 7,500 yen. Just basically Strike with the Strike Rouge backpack, essentially. Some different markings on that probably as well. And then Tamashii Web Shop exclusive Robot Spirits Providence Gundam out in January for 10,000 yen. I really quite like that. I like the Providence Gundam. I wish we had I wish we would just get a master grade of it or something. Would be nice. And then the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive Robot Spirits G Self Reflector Pack. So unlike the other packs, this one is an exclusive version, going to be out in this month in November for 8,100 yen. And then the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive Robot Spirits Mega Bazooka Launcher, also out this month in November for 3,800 yen, to be used with your Robot Spirits Yakushiki. And then there's the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive SD EXAS Superior Dragon Gundam, out in December for 12,000 yen. And the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive God Gundam Hyper Mode, out in December for 6,400 yen. I really like the look of that. Looks really, really nice. All right, so that's it for the for those figures. Let's get into some other a little bit different stuff here. The Armored Girls Project MS Girl Gundam Mark II Titans version is going to be out in December for 11,000 yen. Again, I really actually quite like that, how it has parts to make the Super Gundam with like a little bit different, like it has like some claws and stuff too, and then it has parts to make it into a Barzam as well, so a load of different stuff you could do with that. It would almost make you want to have more than one, so you could have a couple different versions on display, but with a price tag like that, I mean, you got to be pretty dedicated to buy more than one of those. Then we have the Mega House 1144 scale white base catapult deck. Now, I saw a post of this. It was originally posted as a Mega House kit. Later, I remember seeing a post of this listed as a premium Bandai kit, so I'm not sure about that. Actually, at the moment, sorry guys, I meant to check up on that before getting to this. I meant to check if that was changed to a premium Bandai kit or not. I'm not sure at the moment, but I do know that it's coming out in January for 9,800 yen. Whether that's released as a Mega House kit or a premium Bandai kit, I'm not sure at the moment, but it's just a 1/44 scale version of the catapult deck of the white base, so it's pretty cool. That's very expensive though. Then a couple of Assault Kingdom figures. We have the Assault Kingdom Psycho Gundam out in December for 9,990 yen. That looks cool, as well as the Assault Kingdom Full Armor Double Zeta Gundam. Now, in the last video, I mistakenly said I just called it just the Double Zeta Gundam and said like, oh, I wish they'd make a full armor version. I wasn't really paying attention to the image. It is a full armor version. Full Armor Double Zeta. We can assume that this is going to be in like the regular Gundam colors, not the Sentinel version. I would prefer the Sentinel version and just like the gray and blue and white color scheme, but I assume this is going to be in the regular white, red, blue, and yellow color scheme of the regular Full Armor Double Zeta Gundam, but we don't have any information more on that yet at the moment. Then we have some Next Edge stuff coming out. The Next Edge Gundam Astray Red Frame out this month for 2,500 yen. And then next month in December, we have the Next Edge 00 Quant out for 3,000 yen. And then after that, in January, we have the Next Edge Gundam Barbatos. Again, this one, I'm sure we probably got a price announced for this, but I didn't see it. I think I maybe missed it somewhere. But I guess around 2,500 yen for that one as well. Then the Next Edge Schwalbe Grays out in February for 2,700 yen. And then again, as I said in the announcements video, we also saw images recently for just the regular Grays as well as the Hyakuren and Hyakuri. And then we've also seen images of a Next Edge Kimaris Gundam as well, I believe. And anything else from Iron Blooded Orphans? I think that's it. Anyway, so that's it. Then we have some P Bandai Converge stuff coming out. The P Bandai Converge Core 00 Quant Full Saber out in January for 1,800 yen. Followed by the P Bandai Converge Core Banshee Norn Destroy Mode out in January at the same time for 1,600 yen. And then also out in January is the Premium Bandai Converge Core Heavy Weapon System New Gundam for 2,000 yen. So all of those look really cool. Especially the Banshee Norn, it would be cool. It would be nice to have that. Then we have the just regular release Converge stuff. The Converge EX07 GPO3 Dendrobium out in December for 3,200 yen. I can't wait for that. I've got that on pre-order. I'm definitely looking forward to getting that one. And then there's also the Converge Core Federation 3 body set, also out in December for 2,500 yen. It's going to be coming with the gun cannon, gun tank, and RX-78-2 Gundam. And then last for Converge is this thing that I'm still baffled about. This actually is the Converge set 01. I'm not sure why it's 01. I think possibly because this is the first set that they're selling exclusively as a set, whereas previous sets were actually sold individually. Of course, you can buy it in a box, and if you're living outside of Japan or some other countries, if you're buying it online, especially, I think you often have to buy them as a box, which kind of sucks, but I think this is maybe possibly the first set that's sold exclusively as a set, so that's why they're calling it number 1. Anyway, I'm not too sure about that, but that's just my guess. This one is also out in December as well for 5,400 yen. It's coming with the new Gundam, the Suzabi, the GPO4 Gerbera, the Gerbera Tetra, the Mobile Worker MASH unit, and the Mobile Worker Ramba Ral unit. So a lot of really cool figures in that set. Would definitely not mind having a couple of those. And then let's talk about the P. Bandai Laplace Box Multi-Stand. I talked about this in the last episode quite extensively, so I'll just sort of recap. This is out in January for 2,800 yen. It's basically a Laplace's box design of a pencil case, pencil stand for your desk. The coolest thing about it, I think, is that it comes with a 1/100 scale version that you can put with your 1/100 scale master grade unicorn kits, and that also doubles as a card stand. That's probably the coolest thing about it in my mind. I don't really want the whole big thing taking up space on my desk here or at my workplace anyway. So in the announcement video, I talked about some of the Expo exclusive kits that are going to be available at this year's Gunpla Expo. In that, I basically talked about some of the stuff that we didn't know was going to be available before, and we kind of got the word it is going to be available. This is stuff that we knew was going to be available from before that I've previously talked about. We'll just go ahead and recap some of these. The Expo exclusive RG00 Riser Trans Am clear color version for 3,000 yen. After building the gloss injection version of that, I really quite like the kit. I wouldn't mind having this clear color version as well. I know clear is not for everyone. As with a lot of these other clear versions here we'll talk about, I really don't like. But this one, I do kind of like the look of that, so that's pretty cool. And for 3,000 yen, it's not bad for a really nice kit, I think, and it's an exclusive, so it's pretty cool. The Expo exclusive HGUC V2 Assault Buster Gundam clear color plated version for 2,700 yen. Not a too bad price tag for this one either. I really like that kit, the original version. This version, not so much. The gold is plated. The rest of it's clear color. Doesn't really look good in my personal opinion. Next we've got the Expo exclusive HGUC V Dash Gundam clear color version. This one I know was previously available. This one's been out for a little while, but is going to be available again, as far as I know, for 1,800 yen. As well as the Expo exclusive HGUC Gundam G3 Revive version. So it's basically the same thing as the Revive version RX-78-2 Gundam, just color swapped to the G3 grayscale version of it basically. But no doubt that it's a good kit, no matter what color it comes in. This version is going to be costing 1,200 yen. And then the Expo exclusive HG Char's Zaku 2, the Origin version, plated version for 3,600 yen. So just a plated version of the Origin version of Char's Zaku 2. And then we also have the Expo exclusive HG Black Tri-Star High Mobility Type plated version as well. Now this one I believe is the Gaia MASH version that's coming with the bazooka and the long rifle, not the Ortega version coming with the axe. But this is going to be plated as well, similar to the Char's custom version. This one is going to be 4,000 yen, so definitely pretty expensive. But if you remember, that's a pretty big set. There's quite a lot of stuff in there, so that's going to explain that high price tag plus the plating of that. Then there's the Expo exclusive HG mass production petite guys for 500 yen. 5,000 yen would be crazy. 500 yen for this. It's just this dark green version of the petite guy. Again, nothing you you couldn't achieve with a little bit of paint, but it is an exclusive, so for collectors that is going to be pretty cool. It does have really cool box art for that too. It's like old school style, like 1980s style box art for it, which is pretty cool. And then the last one is the Expo exclusive RG Wing Gundam 0EW Pearl Gloss version. I think it looks pretty terrible, but for some people, maybe they were going to want to go for that one as well. Looks that one's 2,700 yen for that gloss injection Wing Zero custom. Anyway, so then let's get into some P Bandai stuff. We've got a good handful of this as well. The Premium Bandai PG Banshee part set out in February for 4,300 yen. Can't wait for that. Aside from just being able to turn your PG Banshee Norn, or no, well, I guess it wouldn't work for the Unicorn because you wouldn't have the parts for the head. But so to turn your PG Banshee Norn into the standard Banshee, we've got the armed armor VN and BS for the arms, as well as a 160 scale Merida Cruise, as well as a set of water slides. So a really cool set there. I'm very much looking forward to that. Then the Premium Bandai Master Grade Gundam Ultron EW out in December for 4,600 yen. Also very much looking forward to that. The water slides being one of the things that I'm looking forward to the most about that kit as well. Then out this month in November for the Premium Bandai Master Grade Jesta Cannon. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. Me, as much as I like the Jesta and the Jesta Cannon, I don't know, it didn't really get me all that excited personally. For 5,400 yen for that, I am glad they made it. I think it's just a little bit disappointing that that didn't get a standard release, but again, it is essentially mostly the same kit with just some extra parts added on, so not too surprising that they made it P Bandai anyway. Then a couple of reissued stuff. The reissue of the P Bandai Master Grade Crossbone X2 and X3. Both of those will be out this month in November for 4,600 yen. So if you missed those previously, now's your chance to maybe get a hold of either of those Master Grade Crossbone kits. As well as the reissue of the P Bandai 1144 scale Meteor unit. That'd be for your seed kits, HG or RG. I'm not sure about the connectors for that, but I'm sure it probably includes a couple different connection pieces, I believe. And this is like the sort of, what are they calling it, like realistic detail version, where it's like a little bit different color. I think coming with a lot more markings for that, I believe. I haven't seen the release date or price for that. For this, I think I probably missed this as well. I think this is probably out in December, January, something like that, if I remember correctly. And again, the price, I'm not sure about that either. You guys might have to check on that. If I can remember, I'll try to add a little note here for that for you guys. And then just back to regular premium Bandai, the P Bandai MG Master Grade Amazing Exia, out in December for 5,400 yen. Another one that people were wishing that's going to be a standard release, but considering it's mostly a color swap with a handful of new parts, not too surprising that it's P Bandai. And then there's the Premium Bandai Master Grade Hyakushiki Kai mass production type out in December for 5,800 yen. I think Bandai would have a lot better time selling this if it wasn't in that nasty molded gold. If it was actual plated gold like the regular Hyakushiki 2.0. But of course you can always paint it yourself. And they probably wanted to keep the price down. 5,800 yen is slightly expensive for a master grade. If they would have had that gold plated, it would have been probably closer to 8,000 yen, I suppose. The reissue of the Premium Bandai Balut Pack is coming in December, as well as the reissue of the Premium Bandai Mega Bazooka Launcher. Both of those also for the Hyakushiki, either the regular one or the Premium Bandai version if you want. So both of those will be available again in December. And then the Premium Bandai HG Turne Gundam Shin out this month in November for 1,800 yen. Very much looking forward to that. The more I see of it, the more I get excited about that kit. I do think it looks really, really quite nice. Once that's painted especially, it's going to be really nice. I'm really interested to see what that kit's going to look like not painted actually, because of the changes in the design. I wonder how that's even going to be like molded. So And it's essentially got to be a 100% new mold, I think, except it's probably going to be using maybe the joint parts of the Turn A, the high-grade Turn A. Everything on the outside, all the weapons will be old as well. But the rest of the Gundam itself is probably going to be all new parts. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that kit's going to be like. And then the Premium Bandai HG Prototype Goof Mobile Demonstrator version out in November for 1,800 yen, just the brown version. And then we're also going to have the P Bandai HG Prototype Goof Mobile Demonstrator version, Ramba Raw version, the blue version of the brown version, out in January for 1,800 yen. Now, what makes that different from the regular Prototype Goof that we already had a look at before? It has the regular arms on it, basically, and it has a different machine gun, kind of submachine gun, machine gun weapon, very similar to what the 8MS team kits use. Almost identical, really. So there's that. Really, if you just want regular arms and a different gun for your Prototype Goof, you can get the mobile demonstration version, either the brown or the Ramba Raw version, neither of which are coming with waterslide decals, sadly. Really cool decals on those, but those are just going to be stickers and not water slides. And then we have one more, the Premium Bandai HG Mobile Worker Ramba Raw version. Haven't seen the release date set for this, probably January as well, or February for 1,800 yen, same as the Prototype Goof. And this one, again, it's just the color swapped version of the Mobile Worker. I haven't seen any difference in terms of the actual parts of this that I've noticed. As far as I can tell, it's just the colors, and we're going to be getting different sticker markings, of course. But again, just a blue version of that if you want. And then the Premium Bandai RG Gundam Astray Blue Frame out in December for 2,800 yen. And then last thing is the Premium Bandai Master Grade V2 Gundam Verka Wing of Light Effect Part Set. And we haven't got any new information in terms of the release date or price for this, but we can assume it will be released not too long after the release of the kit. Now, the kit itself, the Master Grade V2 Gundam Verka, is going to be out in December for 4,500 yen. There's really not too much else I can talk about this, really. I'm looking forward to the kit, of course. Anything new Verka is always exciting. I have a definite weak spot for Verka kits, but yeah, not really too much to really say about it at this moment. We haven't really seen too much in terms of any sort of new gimmick or new details about it. We'll just have to see about that later. Probably next month we'll be getting much more information about that, I would assume, if there's really too much more information to say about it, really. Then as well, the Master Grade RX-78-2 Gundam, the Origin version, out later this month in November for 4,600 yen. I absolutely cannot wait for this. We got the new box art for it. Box art looks fantastic. I cannot wait for this kit. Very much looking forward to getting this and sharing it with you guys. As well as the 1/100 scale Gundam Barbatos, which we also got the box art for this. Amazing looking box art for this. Really can't wait. The HG 1/144 scale version was a great kit. I've got that built. The review for that will be coming out very soon after this, so look forward to that very soon. And then I will be getting the 1/100 scale version later this month. And yeah, it's coming with the 2 open hands, which is nice. The HG only came with the 2 holding hands, sadly. 1/100 scale is coming with holding hands and open hands. That's good. It's hard to tell from the picture, but they look like the fingers are pointed as they're supposed to be. The HG, I don't think really has that, and they're so small anyway. But with the 1/100 scale, it looks like they're doing the right thing by making those fingers pointed as they're supposed to be. But again, can't really see too clearly. It doesn't come with the mace, sadly, as that's been kind of like the main weapon of the Barbatos so far in the first couple episodes. But it is coming with the sword as well as the cannon. So again, I mean, kind of sucks we're not getting the mace. Can't really complain too much about those weapons either, though. So not too bad. And the price, 2,700 yen, is pretty good, I think. And then next month, after that in December, we're going to be getting the 1/100 scale Grays Can't wait to see what the box art looks for that Graze. I'm sure it's going to be really awesome as well. Slightly more expensive for 3,000 yen. This one is only coming with one open hand for the left hand from what we can see so far from the promo images. That's a little bit disappointing. Wish we had two open hands for that one as well, but too bad, so sad, I guess. And then it's also coming with the small shield parts, like with the HG Barbatos. We had those parts included with the Barbatos. For some reason, in the 1/100 scale, those are included with the Graze. So if those parts are able to be used on the Graze, I'm not sure, actually, because I don't think we've seen those parts in use in the anime yet. I believe those are for the Barbatos. So basically, looks like we're getting parts with the 1/100 scale Graze that you're going to be able to use on your 1/100 scale Barbatos. It looks like that. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me there. So anyway, then speaking of the Barbatos, the HG Gundam Barbatos Plus Long Range Booster. Now again, this is just a tentative name, so it's not the official name yet. But this is going to be out in December for 5,400 yen due to that price. And what we can see of this one image that we have of it so far is that we know it's going to be fairly big, basically a mobile armor size equipment for the Gundam Barbatos. Can't wait to see more about that. I'm sure, again, that is something we're also going to be seeing more of at the Gunpla Expo. Then just to knock through some of these Iron-Blooded Orphans kits, we've already seen a lot about these, so don't need to talk too much about them. Number one is the HG Graze Kai, which we just saw in episode 5 of the series. It was really, really cool. It was cool to see that in action. It's cool that that's taken of the, what was the Crank, the commander of the Graze who died in that Graze. And basically the Tekaden forces basically fixed the Graze and added these new armor parts on it, and we got the Graze Kai, and it was cool to see that in action. Can't wait for that kit out this month in November. 1,000 yen. Then also out this month is the HG Hyakuri. Also can't wait for this kit either. It looks so cool, so unique. I still think this looks like something that was originally designed for Reconquista NG, and then they just adapted it to Iron-Blooded Orphans. Just my personal opinion about that, but that's out for 1,200 yen this month. And then the Hyakuren, also out this month for 1,000 yen. Again, I really like the Hyakuren as well. I don't really like the design of the head. I'll definitely probably change the head entirely or modify it in some way for mine, just because I really don't like the look of that head. But we'll see about that when we get to it. Then in December, we've got a bunch more kits coming out in December. We've got the Hyakuren Amida Custom, which is basically just a color swap coming with one extra rifle for 1,200 yen out in December. Then the Gundam Kimaris out in December as well for 1,200 yen here. Again, we haven't seen too much about this in terms of like any gimmicks about it really. We know it's got that really huge long lance. But anything else about it, we haven't really seen too much. And then the HG Gundam Gushan out in December as well, again for 1,200 yen. I love that all these HG Iron-Blooded Orphans kits are so cheap. It's really awesome. I think from my experience of just building the Barbatos and the Graze so far, I think Bandai is doing a really good job with the line thus far. Then next is the HG Manrodi out in December as well for 1,000 yen. So that's what 4 kits out in December and 4 kits out in November as well. The 3 I previously mentioned as well as this one here, the HG Orphans Set 2. It's going to be out in November as well for 600 yen. So in October we had an option set. In November we're having an option set 2. So in December, are we going to have an option set 3? Who knows? Maybe they might skip a month. We'll see about that. So far, we haven't had any announcement of a third option set, but the second option set looks really cool. Definitely can't wait for like the bazooka there, as well as like the shotgun or whatever that is. It looks like a shotgun or a grenade launcher or something. That looks really cool. Looks like some really great weapons in that option set. Can't wait to get my hands on that. And then high grade build fighters. The last kit coming from the high-grade Build Fighters line that we know of at the moment is the HG Build Fighters Super Fumina, out this month for 1,800 yen. We've got the official box art for that as well as some kind of final official images for that. I can't wait for this kit. I don't know why some people think it's weird. Like, yeah, it's weird that it's a Gunpla figure of like a girl, but like figures of girls is like there's a million of those. I don't know why it's weird that we're getting that kind of crossing over into Gunpla now. Whatever. I'm really looking forward to that kit. It's so unique. Like, how can you not want to try it? Anyway, and then HGUC Revive stuff. We've got the Revive Gundam Mark II AUG version as well as the Revive Gundam Mark II Titans version. Both of them coming out this month for 1,600 yen. Again, as I said, very much looking forward to those. And then we also have the HGUC Revive Cubile out in December for 1,800 yen. Also, when it comes to the Cubile, I'm a little bit on the fence. I mean, I like it. It's not one of my favorite designs, though, but I definitely like it. I'm interested in it. This version looks really nice, though, so I'm definitely looking forward to this. The previous HGUC version was a little bit derpy. It wasn't really the best looking. This one looks a lot better in terms of its proportions. The details. The Cubile doesn't have a lot of exterior details. I think adding too many exterior details to it definitely changes the look of it quite a bit. I think they've done a good job of adding just a few minor subtle details around on the kit to make it look really good. If the proportions are good, but I'm just hoping that the kit is going to be able to move well. If they're able to do that, then I'll be thoroughly impressed by that kit. One cool thing about that we can see in the pictures is that it looks like it's got closed hands, which are just fixed, and then open hands. And on the open hands, the fingers are individually articulated, which is really cool. Not in the joints, but just here at where they connect into the hand, so you'll be able to move those fingers. That looks really cool. Other thing is that the white looks like it's a extra finish white. It could just be these particular photos, but as it is now, that white looks like it's some sort of extra finish plastic there. We'll just have to wait and see about that. And then the next Revive kit after the Cubile is going to be the HGUC Revive Goof. Out in January, and we haven't seen a release price for this yet, but probably somewhere around 1,400, 1,600 yen for that one as well. Looks really nice, everything we've seen of the Goof so far. I'm really looking forward to that. I was wondering before if that is going to be borrowing some of the joint parts from the prototype Goof, but the prototype Goof, that borrowed the parts from the Origin Zaku, so I'm sure the Revive Goof is not going to be using those parts from the Origin Zaku. I've also heard speculation of the Revive Goof going to be using joint parts of the Goof R35. I doubt that as well, but I haven't built that kit, so I can't be sure, but I kind of doubt that. I believe for the Revive Goof, they're probably going all 100% new on that. But I could be wrong. We'll just have to see in January. Anyway, next is the HG Hyper Beam Javelin. It's going to be re-released with the Gundam UC Band Dessinée manga, Volume 14, in December for 1,200 yen. I really can't wait to stop talking about this kit because this was announced like 10 months ago. So I don't know why it was announced so early, but if you want to get that, it is going to be released in December. So that will be available if you want to get a Hyper Beam Javelin for your HG kit. And then the RG, the next one coming out, is going to be the Wing Gundam EW version in January for 2,700 yen. Looks really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's basically a RG version of the Wing Gundam Verka, which was a cool master grade. Hopefully this one will have a easier time holding up that rifle, but it's still whatever. There's no way around the fact that it's just a really huge, long rifle. So probably not going to be able to hold it up too well. It does look like it's coming with a new connection piece for attaching the Drezurg parts. So you can, if you have those Drezurg parts, rifle parts, you can use them on this kit as well. So that'll be cool if you want to do that. And then the next two SDX standard kits to come out are going to be the SDX standard Strike Freedom out this month in November for 600 yen, as well as the SDX standard Gundam Unicorn Gundam in Destroy mode out this month in November as well for 600 yen. So I'll be getting both of those and sharing those with you guys as well as soon as I can. So that is it for all of the not announcements, we already covered that, for all of the updates. So there was quite a lot of those. I tried to hurry through that as much as possible. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, if I missed something, let me know. There's some of those details I didn't have, so please let me know if you know those. Otherwise, join me in part 4 where we'll talk about just a couple of third-party and resin kits. See you guys in part 4.